All right, luxury condo showdown. I want you guys to weigh in here in the comment section. Which of these buildings are you most excited about? What's your experience living in these buildings? We're going to start with Vancouver House by Westbank versus the Pacific by Grosvenor. So, Vancouver House, iconic design. This is the one that starts at a podium and twists out. Spectacular views in this building. However, the floor plans can be a little odd, and that's the trade-off. When you get into these kind of swoopy, sexy-looking buildings, there is going to be a compromise, and that typically comes in the form of floor plans. Location is not the greatest either. It's essentially built on a remnant lot lodged between the on-ramp of a bridge. Not what I would call a grade A location. But again, there are some pretty spectacular views from the higher floors. Pacific by Grosvenor. Grosvenor is internationally renowned, reputable developer, very, very high-end finishing. So polyform cabinets, Sub-Zero, Wolf appliances, extremely high-end luxury, excellent floor plans because, of course, the best floor plans are typically going to be in a basic rectangle. To me, in terms of practicality, in terms of luxury, that would be the clear winner here. The Alberni versus Burrard Place. So again, the Alberni, spectacular architecture. It's designed by this world-renowned starchitect, Kengo Kuma, and very Japanese inspired. I think this is the most beautiful building in downtown Vancouver. However, it's another case, in my opinion, of style over practicality. The interior execution as well leaves something to be desired. I'm not as impressed with the interiors. The floor plans, again, suffer. The floor plans, particularly on some of the smaller units, are a bit odd. And again, it comes down to these swoopy-looking buildings. Burrard Place, okay, this is by Jim Pattison and Reliance, so they've got an excellent track record. Sub-Zero, Gaggenau appliances, extremely high-end. This is like a 5-star hotel. To me, this is a clear edge over the Alberni. Interior finishings are far and away much nicer. The Butterfly, okay, this one definitely stands out. Again, style over function though. The floor plans, not good. I'll level with you guys. It's these 4 round columns. Doesn't lend itself to the best floor plans. The location is extremely busy. If you've been following social media, you'll see some of the comments on the interiors here. All white on white, gloss white, extremely sterile. And the comments that I've been reading is it feels like a laboratory. Not good. And so far, since this has been completed, there hasn't been tons of units for sale. None of them have sold, and I think it's going to be a tough sell. I think a lot of these were purchased by offshore speculators before they brought in the foreign buyers ban, and I think a lot of them are going to get their asses handed to them, and the prices have come down pretty significantly, pretty sharply on those. Not a huge fan, to be honest. Compare and contrast that to the Cardero by Bosa. So, of course, Bosa needs no introduction. They are among the best. Interiors are absolutely stunning, gorgeous, much more luxurious. This blows the Butterfly out of the water, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Olympic Village, okay. Avenue 1 versus the Tesoro. The Avenue 1 is by Concord. Good developer. They've done a lot of work, Yaletown, Falls Creek. But it is geared towards more investors, so it's maybe not finished quite to the same standard as the Tesoro. Orientation of the building is not ideal. There's only one particular side of the building where you do get some views of the downtown skyline and the water. There is a social housing complex next door, not great. You are going to have fire trucks, ambulances, police. I've sold some units in this building. I like the building. But to me, the Tesoro edges it out. So the Tesoro is by Concert, which is an excellent developer. They are over the top. Polyform cabinets, Sub-Zero, Wolf, really high-end appliance packages. The marble inside this building is just off the chain. If anything, they went over and above. Very exclusive. Not much available in this building. I always keep an eye on it, but those that live in the building generally don't want to sell. You are going to get better views here than you would in Avenue 1, but you will be paying a premium. Lastly, older condos, okay? we're talking now maybe 20, 25-year-old concrete condos, but in well-run stratas. And in my opinion, a lot of these are in superior locations to the new product being built now, because the best locations, guys, in Vancouver, especially downtown, have been developed decades ago. I can find you one of these homes with unobstructed, virtually unobstructed waterfront views, West End, Coal Harbour, Yaletown, False Creek, but they won't be turnkey. You're going to need to, in a lot of cases, do a full renovation. However, pretty good value here. When I was last at the Cardero, I walked down to the Bayshore Drive. Man, what a premium location, right on the cusp of city and nature. But again, that'll be a waiting game because there's a lot of demand to live in those prime locations. Nobody wants to sell, very little turnover. But that's, I think, where the best value is going to be, is that luxury market. And the higher up you go into that atmosphere of the luxury and the ultra luxury, that's where you're going to be negotiating the discounts here. And you can negotiate some pretty solid discounts. The luxury market is pretty slow right now. I'm Jay Cooper. Feel free to comment below or subscribe. See you in the next video.